Alright, so this video is gonna be on the magazine La Raza. Obviously, right? But I don't know exactly what year it was, but I think it was during the Chicano moratorium in LA, where it focuses more on the death of Ruben Salazar, or Ruben Salazar, one of the journalists. But let's get to it. And this magazine is fragile, it's freaking old. It has like bookworms, the little holes right there. I don't know if you can see them on the right. And yeah, right here you can see the brown berets, the homeboys, homegirls, the police, people, the youngsters getting arrested. I believe, according to things I've read, 200,000 Chicanos, Mexican Americans, Mexicans were out here protesting. And yeah, this is as you can see, letters that people have written to them. I'll just read this one right here. It just says, emphasis has been placed on the emotional stress the sheriffs were under because of the riot. This fact has been played up by some individuals. They would have us believe that the cumulative result of this stress was the accidental death of Ruben Salazar. In other words, the sheriffs were victims of the riot. They would have us believe that Salazar was also a victim of the riot, that the people he was trying to help created this situation which provoked his death. So I'm just gonna read that little part just to give you an idea of like these letters. And then these like letters that support the magazine. Then you have a bunch of hate letters that are against the magazine. Like I'll just read like this one up here. It says, to the illiterate editorial group, the intelligence of most Mexicans has never been doubtful or even questionable to most Americans, and it is apparent that the majority of us have tolerated your race because it is the natural because it is a natural tendency for the most of us to be the underdog or those less fortunate than ourselves. The best example I can think of right at the moment is your illiterate and ignorant reaction which your people were so nicely guided into this last August 29th, 1970. Perhaps another appropriate example of your illiteracy is the manner in which you go about accusing the Los Angeles County Sheriffs of murder. Had I been a deputy sheriff assigned to that particular detail, I can assure you, you and your group of illiterate Chicano friends, there would have been more of dead. Most of us are assuming that your ignorance is going to lead more of you and your Chicano hoodlums to further bloodshed, and quite likely this will not be accomplished entirely by the LA County Sheriffs or the LA Police. Wow, so that's a really powerful. This was saying if he was an LA deputy, he would have killed more Chicanos. And it goes on. And the protests, they were protesting a lot of things in the August 29th, 1970. They were protesting, for higher education, access to colleges. They were protesting the Vietnam War. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to read what it says right here. ¿Quién es el chicano? ¿Qué es lo que los chicanos quieren? El chicano es un México-americano con una imagen de sí mismo que no es anglosajona. Anglosajona. Whatever that means. Alright. And this magazine was like a newspaper type style, you know. It was very informative. Not a lot of like other magazines where they would like show artwork, you know. And this whole thing became the August 29th, became known as Chicano Moratorium. Oh, and it says right here, on the morning of August 29th, over 2,000 Chicanos marched in the streets of East Los Angeles, protesting the disproportionate number of Chicanos killed in the war in Vietnam. Before the day ended, a riot had occurred. 3 people were injured and over $1 million in damages to property had occurred. So earlier I think I said 200,000, but it's actually 20,000 Chicanos out there. And here it is, the murder of Ruben Salazar. And so there was 3 people that died that day, right here. The deputies lied. They blatantly lied during the inquest. They killed Ruben, they killed Angel Diaz and Lynn Ward. They attacked thousands of people in the community and injured men, women, and children with guns, clubs, and gas. I personally like how it's in both English and Spanish. Right here it says Chicanos. I don't know what that says, Longo, but here Califas, Aslan. A friend was telling me, the person who let me borrow this, he said that he showed this picture to an LA deputy, after this had happened, and he told me like, yeah, like the fact that he's raising his gun is too high, and like he just started saying all these things that the police were doing wrong. Supposedly here there was a person in there with a gun, but obviously there wasn't. So August 29th is known as the Chicano Moratorium. And actually, this August 29th, they're gonna have a day to commemorate it in Los Angeles at Monterey Park. It's gonna be from like 10 to like 3 and then in the afternoon. So you can go out and support this year. That's him, Ruben Salazar. And these are the people that died, their names. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. this isn't my magazine, and I don't know where to get more. I haven't seen any. But yeah, that's La Raza Magazine / newspaper.